Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the latest Business Training Made Simple Google Hangout. My name's Sarah Kerrigan. I'm the Social Media Manager of the MadeSimple Group and Social Media Training for Business Training Made Simple. Today we're going to be looking at Facebook remarketing and how to set up a Facebook remarketing ads campaign. It's not going to be a long webinar today. It's going to be try and keep it nice and short, 20 minutes. There'll be a chance at the end to ask questions. So please feel free to tweet us throughout at GetTrainedUK. Or if you're watching it via Google Hangout, there should be a questions app there for you just to type in your questions. And we'll either answer them at the end of the 20 minutes or I'll make sure I'll come back and answer them afterwards if we don't get a chance to then. So I hope you're all having a lovely afternoon here. We're now going to change over to the slides, so we'll get started and I'll see you over there. Okay, so Facebook remarketing and setting up an ad campaign. So before we get started on that, just want to cover some upcoming courses that we've got here at Business Training Made Simple. So this week and the end of this month, we've got an online and content and blogging course, which is happening tomorrow. We've got Google Analytics, we've got Facebook for beginners. So if you're starting out on Facebook, that's the perfect course for you. We've got Google AdWords. We've also got an AdWords implementation workshop, which is happening at the end of this month. So great for anyone if they're a bit unsure on the platform and actually want to spend some time here with a trainer, actually, very hands-on on your laptop in your own AdWords campaign. And that's on 29th of July. We've also got Pinterest and Instagram, SEO and advanced Facebook as well coming up on the 31st of August. So again, if you've got all your Facebook platform set up, but you're just looking to find ways to increase your Facebook return on investment, and that also covers Facebook advertising as well. So that might be of interest to you. So any of those courses all available on businesstrainingmadesimple.co.uk/courses. As I said there, any questions at all throughout, do tweet us at GetTrainedUK. Okay, so 4 reasons why Facebook remarketing is so effective. We're going to quickly look at that first, and then we're going to go over on to creating your conversion pixel, creating a website custom audience, and then actually setting up your campaign within the Power Editor tool on Facebook. So first, very briefly, why is Facebook remarketing so effective? Well, Facebook remarketing has a lot lower cost per click than actually advertising in search engines. Google AdWords pay-per-click is a lot more expensive than Facebook ads. And this is because obviously when people go to Google, they know exactly what they're looking for. They type in specific keywords, so to bid on certain keywords, it can be quite expensive. Whereas with Facebook advertising, you're advertising to a wider audience, and that audience may or may not be interested in your product. So it's a slightly wider audience, so therefore the cost per click is a lot lower. But hopefully with the right targeting options, it still can be highly effective way of advertising. And number 2, drives higher conversion, warm leads. So Facebook remarketing in particular actually drives a lot higher conversion because, of course, you're advertising to people who already know you and who have already been on your website. So Facebook remarketing is aimed at people who've been to your website, then left your website without buying. And therefore they already know your brand, they know what you look like, and they know what you do. They're interested in your product already. So because of all that, obviously it drives higher conversion. Number 3, allows social interaction. So any Facebook advertising as a whole, that appears in people's news streams on Facebook. So just like any other post, people can actually like and comment on the ads, which is great. So your Facebook audience can like the posts, which is great for social proof. Increases your trust aspect. And if they've got any questions at all, they can actually comment on the post and you can comment back to them. So again, the more people who comment and like your ads, the more that increases the reach as well. So it allows social interaction, is a great benefit of Facebook advertising. And number 4, expand your reach with lookalike audiences of your website visitors. So this is also a great feature of Facebook remarketing. So if once you create your website custom audiences, which we're going to look at how we do that in a minute, you can actually create lookalike audiences of your website visitors. So this is entirely new people who may or may not have heard of your brand, but they actually look like your website visitors. So what that does is Facebook takes your website visitors and then they create a new audience of people who have very similar interests and very similar demographics to your website visitors, who may not have heard of your brand. It's a great way to increase your reach to a new audience with people who look like and who are very similar to your actual real website audience. So there's 4 reasons there why Facebook remarketing is so effective. Okay, so straight on to creating your conversion pixel. Now, everybody will need to create a conversion pixel before they can set any Facebook advertising campaign live. So what is a conversion pixel? Conversion pixel will allow you to track people who have seen or interacted with your ads and then converted on your website. You can choose what this conversion is. So basically you create a conversion pixel, then place that onto the either confirmation page of your website or Google Hangout registration page. So you can actually see if someone's seen or interacted with your Facebook ad and then they've gone and converted on your website, you obviously can then see that data. So what we're going to do now is just move on to the Facebook platform, and I'm going to show you how to create that conversion pixel. So if you're on your Facebook for Business page here, and you go down to Manage Ads. So this will take you through to your advertising dashboard here. Now, if you've only got one account set up here, you only have one option here if you only manage one Facebook page. So I'm just going to click through there to the MadeSimple account. And once you're in here in your Ads Manager, you can see on the left-hand side there, in the menu, you've got an option which says Conversion Tracking. So if you click on that option there, and this will bring up all your conversion pixels. Now, if you haven't created any pixels yet, that is going to be, that's going to be blank, obviously. You can see these are the ones that I've already created. You can see here the name of the pixel, you can see what website it's for, and then you can actually see whether the pixel's active or not, and it'll actually see this little graph of how many times that pixel has been activated on each day. Now, if I click here on Create Pixel in the top right-hand corner, I then have the option to create a new conversion pixel. So on the drop-down menu here, you can see it's checkouts, registrations, leads. So depending on what your conversion is, that's entirely up to you. Depends on which option you select here. Most of the times, if it's just a sale or a transaction, so someone's actually bought something on your website, then you just select the checkout option there. But again, if you're doing Facebook advertising to market a guide or webinar for people to sign up to, then it'll actually be registrations will be the option there, because a conversion will actually be the confirmation page that people see once they've signed up to whatever you're asking them to. In this case, I'm going to select checkouts because that's probably the most popular option. And then you have the option here to name the pixel there. Facebook will offer a name to you, so I'm just going to keep it as that one, and then I'm going to click Create Pixel. Okay, so that pixel has now been created. So you've got 2 options here. You can view your pixel code here, or you can email your pixel code. Now here it's about sending your pixel over to your web developer, because this pixel will actually have to go onto your website. So you'll need to put this onto the confirmation payment page of your website, or whatever page it is that proves that someone's carried out that conversion. So in this case, it's going to be the confirmation payment page. So you can either view the pixel there, and you can see here's the pixel. You can just copy and paste that and send that over to your web developer. And you can see there's very clear instructions here on where they need to paste that pixel. But essentially, it will be on the payment confirmation page of your website. So every time someone's bought something, they land on the confirmation page and that pixel is fired. And that will then tell you, obviously, that's led to a sale. So really, really easy to create your conversion pixel. Literally, you need to go into your conversion tracking section and create a new pixel, give it a name, and then email that pixel over to your web developer. Once they've put that pixel on your website, you can see here, you can see whether it's active or not. You can see I created these earlier today to show you of what an inactive one looks like, and it says no activity there yet. So that hasn't yet been put onto the website, and you can see these ones here are all showing that they're active. So that's the first thing you need to do when setting up your Facebook remarketing campaign. Hopefully quite straightforward there. And the next thing we're going to look at is creating a website custom audience. Now, what is a website custom audience? It's the group of people who have visited your website or a specific page on your website. So here you now have the option of deciding whether you want to target people who visit the website as a whole, or whether they visit specific landing pages. Maybe they just you just want to target people who visit, one of your most popular product pages, or maybe people who just visit your blog. So you can decide what part of your website that custom audience is, or in fact you can target every single person who visits every page of your website. So that's your choice. So I'll show you now how to create your website custom audience. So if you now go down to the audience in the left hand side of the menu bar there, and here you can see these are some custom audiences that I've already created. But you can create a new one here, again, just in the top right hand corner, this green button, create audience. And you can then select here, custom audience. So here you've got a few options. You've got customer list, website traffic. In this case, we're going to be looking at website traffic because we're doing Facebook remarketing ads. So we're targeting people who have visited our website and we're now targeting them in Facebook. So we're going to select the website traffic option there. Now, so you can see you've got a few options here. You've got anybody who visits your website. So this is going to create a website custom audience of every single person who visits your website, who then obviously has a Facebook account. You've got the option here of people who visit specific web pages. So again, if you just want to target people who visit one web page rather than your whole website, you've got the option there. And again, people visiting specific web pages but not others. And you can also have the option of targeting people who haven't visited your website in a certain amount of time. So, trying to bring them back in to visit your website again. Now, depending on how much traffic you get to your website, you might not really be able to use some of these options as well as you could do. You might not have enough traffic to individual landing pages really to create a big enough audience. So it might just be that you need to start off with targeting everybody who visits your whole website, just so you create an audience big enough that's worth targeting. So I'm going to select that option there. You then just need to put in your website domain. So you just copy and paste your URL. You can see our one's already available here. So I'm just going to select that and into that box there. Your next option is whether to target people in the last how many days. So you've got a maximum time here Facebook allows you to is 180 days. Or there's a 30-day here, which is default, or you might want to make it shorter, and put it down to 7 days. So this just means how long do you want to target your website visitors for. So I'm going to leave that as 30 days there. And again, I'd always leave the tick that box there, leave that ticked, include past website traffic, and then give your audience a name. So I'm just going to call this website visitors. I'm going to call it all website visitors because remember we're targeting everybody, and then I'm going to say 30 days just to remind me how long I've selected there. And then I'm going to create that audience. You can see there that audience has then been created. It should show up straight away within your audience options there. Now, this audience isn't going to be ready to target straight away. Obviously, it takes a bit of time for that audience to build up because you're not going to get a certain amount of people within that audience straight away. I think it needs at least 100 people within that audience before Facebook allow you to target that audience. So as more and more people start visiting your website, that will start creating and your audience will start building up. And then once it's big enough, Facebook will actually tell you the size of your audience. So you can see there, website custom audience, you can see that one's 15,600. You can see there how big these audiences are size-wise. Okay, so it's a good idea while you're here to create a number of custom audiences. You can create one for 30 days, create one for 7 days. It's also a good idea to also create an audience of people who have converted. So again, Because when we go to set up the Facebook ads campaign, you can then it allows you to include an option to exclude people who have converted. So obviously it's great targeting people who visited your website and then left without converting, but you don't really want to waste money on targeting the people who have actually converted. So you can create a website custom audience of everybody who's converted on your website. So in that case, you want to select the option people who visit specific web pages. And then you just put in the URL there of your confirmation page. So whatever it might be, and it's normally kind of, companiesmadesimple.com/payment confirmation. But you just need to find that out within Google Analytics or ask someone who, works on your website what the confirmation URL is. And you can put that there. And that will start creating an audience of everybody who's converted onto your website. So that's creating website custom audiences. You can see that you can create audiences for everybody on your website, or by putting specific URLs in, you can create audiences of just people who visit specific landing pages. Okay, so we've created our conversion pixel there. That's on the website. You've also created your custom website audiences. Now it's time to actually set up your campaign within Power Editor. So once all your audiences are created, we then go through to Power Editor. Now if we go back to the Ads Manager here, you can see on the left-hand side, you've actually got the option. Power Editor is a Facebook tool, a tool that allows you to create ads. It's a little bit more complex than the Facebook Ads Manager, but we'd always recommend using that because there's a few more options available to you within Power Editor for actually creating your ads. So this is what Power Editor dashboard looks like when you get to it. So in your case, you'd probably just have one account there, so that'll be fine. And then just click download to Power Editor and download your account. It's actually an offline tool, so you can download all the information from Facebook, design your ads, then once you finish designing them, you then upload them to Facebook. So really, really straightforward here. And we're just gonna click create a new campaign. And we're just gonna call that campaign Facebook Remarketing. And then we're going to make the objective here website conversions. And then we're going to go on and create an ad set. And again, we can call that ad set name, similar thing, Facebook Remarketing. In this case, I'm just going to create one ad set. We don't need two. Reason maybe for creating multiple ad sets is possibly if you want to be targeting people in different countries. Then you can create an ad set for each country. So if you've got a website and you have lots of people from different countries visiting it, you might want to create a group of ads all targeting people in Spain. So all your Spanish website visitors, and then your UK website visitors, and then you might actually want to do ads in different languages. But that's, in this case, we're just going to keep with one ad set. We don't need to have multiple ones. So you can see here you've got the option use existing pixel, because we've already created and set up our conversion pixel, remember, that's then going to show up here as being active. So I'm just going to select our checkout conversion pixel here and select, and then we can create the ad and name the ad straight from here as well. So we're going to give the ad a name. Again, I'm going to call it the same there, and then I'm just going to say image 1. So you might want to create multiple ads. Well, you definitely want to create multiple ads within your ad set. This allows you to split test your ads. So you might be trying out different images, different headlines, and Facebook shows different ads at a time. And then actually when it starts to see that one ad's doing better than any of the other ads, if one ad's converted 10 people and the other ad's only converted 2 people, Facebook will then just start showing that more successful ad more and more. So Facebook actually optimizes your split testing for you, which is really, really helpful. And then I'm just going to click create there. Okay, so your campaign's now been created. We just need to go through and tweak some few things before we upload it, and then we're done. So here you can see on the campaign your objective, website conversions, that's all correct. You then go through to your ad sets. So here, just some things to note. You've already selected your conversion pixel, so that's fine. You've got your daily budget, that's entirely up to you. You can start off with £3 a day. If you really just want to start small and start testing, and then go up and up. Obviously, the more budget you have per day, the more people your ads are going to reach. Again, very straightforward here. You've got your start and end date. So maybe you just want to run a campaign for a month and see what happens. And then here you've got your audience section. Now this is where we set up the remarketing part of it. So remember, we're targeting our website visitors here with this campaign. So we're going to go to edit audience, and this is where we're going to select our website custom audience, which we've made previously. So you can see here you've got the option of custom audiences. And we're going to select, you can see here, we've got our all website visitors in the last 30 days. So I'm going to select that audience there, and it tells you, Facebook actually tells you here, what your potential reach is. So out of those people, out of that website custom audience, 11,000 of those people are on Facebook. So remember, not everybody in your website custom audience you are going to be able to target, because a lot of those people might not be on Facebook. Or maybe if you're just targeting people in the UK, a lot of those people are going to be in Spain or wherever, and worldwide. So those numbers aren't going to match up depending on what your targeting options are. And then here we can also have the option of excluding. So do you remember I said it was useful to create a custom website, custom audience of everybody who's converted, because you don't want to be necessarily targeting those people. So you can select the exclude option there and go down and then select your converted customers. So you can see that was 9,000 people I had in that audience. That's actually now decreased the potential audience size to 8,700. And then here you've got your location. So, United Kingdom, whatever country you want to target, you can choose there. In this case, I'm just going to keep it in the UK. And if you want to here, you can edit your demographics. So if you want to make that audience even more targeted, so maybe you find out that your highest converting demographic are males between the age of 25 and 35. You might want to actually just target that demographic. So you're not wasting money targeting people who are less likely to convert, but that's entirely up to you. To begin with, I'd probably recommend just keeping it open and targeting everyone, because remember that all these people have visited your website, so they are still very relevant. And then we're going to click save. So that's your audience all set up. So that's it. You're now going to be targeting whatever website visitors that you selected there. You've then got a couple more options that we're going to go through. So the placement of your ad, you can choose here whether you want it to appear in mobile news feeds, desktop news feeds, or the right-hand column. Again, Facebook does optimize these for you. So it might be the case that you just leave them all ticked for now, and if one starts working particularly well, Facebook will optimize that for you. But if you're new to Facebook advertising, I definitely just select keeping those all ticked for now. And then you've got another option here, mobile devices. So you can select here and do only when connected to Wi-Fi. So you do have the option of only targeting people if they're connected to their Wi-Fi on their phone. Again, it's a good idea to test this. So maybe run a campaign with this ticked and run a campaign without it ticked, just to see if that makes any difference. Obviously, it's a lot safer targeting people who are connected to Wi-Fi, because there's no chance of them clicking on your ad and then your page not loading because they're not connected to Wi-Fi, and then that click's kind of been wasted and money's been wasted. But nowadays, everybody is on their mobiles all the time, especially if they've got 4G and things. So it's just a case of testing it really and see what your audience, see what works for you. Then optimization and pricing. Again, I just leave all this as default. Optimize for website conversions. Great, we chose that at the beginning within the campaign. And then pricing, definitely leave it as get the most website conversions at the best price. So I definitely leave that option selected there. Okay, so finally now we're going to go through to creating your ads. So again, select the ads option here. Now this is where you can actually design your ads. So if you've got multiple Facebook pages there, it's just about choosing the correct Facebook page. And then you've got the option of creating an ad from scratch or using an existing post. Now Facebook will actually bring in, if you click on existing post, will actually allow you to bring in existing posts from your Facebook page. But I'd always recommend creating a new post from scratch unless you've actually written that existing post, so it's very targeted at your objective. So here we're going to create a new ad, and then you can do here an ad with an image or video, or you can actually now do carousel ads with multiple images in. So it's good to experiment. Not many brands are using carousel ads as yet, so you've got to get creative and use multiple images in those ads. It's definitely worth testing because they're getting quite a high click-through rate. Facebook's optimizing them quite well. So if we just go back to the standard ad for now, and then within your ad, you just need to decide where you want to send your Facebook website audience. So it's just, when they click on your ad, where do you want them to land? So in this case, I'm just going to go to our website and just select, our landing page. So you want it really to be a high converting landing page if you're selling something, or if it's a product you're selling, then obviously the product page you want to be sending them to. In this case, I'd always track the link as well, because then in Google Analytics you want the link tracked. So I'll just go to the Google URL builder, which is a really useful tool that Google gives you, and it just allows you to track links. So then when people click on those links, that information shows up within Google Analytics. We do have a Google Analytics course at Business Training MadeSimple, a whole full day course. So if you're not sure about Google Analytics, it's vital for every person's website. It's the back end of the website, tells you everything you need to know about your website, where your traffic's come from, who's converted, etc. And then all that is covered on that course. But it's just a case of bringing your URL in, bringing in the source. So in this case, the source is Facebook, because people are coming from Facebook. The medium is social media. And then you can leave campaign term and campaign content if you want. And then I just call the campaign Facebook Remarketing. And that just tells me whoever clicks on that link within Facebook will come up in Google Analytics under Facebook Remarketing campaign. So I'd use that same tracking for every single link I was tracking for my Facebook remarketing ads. And you could use those same tracking options as well. So we then go back to Power Editor, add in the link. That's fine. Now text here. Here you've got your headline of your ad. So this is the main body of your ad. So whatever you want to write here. But remember, these people have visited your website, so they know who you are. So this message here, is probably going to be slightly different to a message you might aim at people who are totally cold leads who've never heard of your brand. So just bear that in mind. Your audience do know who you are because they visited your website. So here I'm just going to type in one of our ads that we've, remarketing ads that we have here at the MadeSimple group. So I'm going to say over 400,000 people, just like Jovan. Jovan's one of our customers here, have used us to start a business. Make your idea become a reality. We're using a bit of social proof there, telling people how we've had over 400 of 1,000 people have used this to start a company. And then I've showcased one of our customers, Jovan, and then make your ideas become a reality, and we'll probably add to you at the end of that, so you can be like Jovan. Then you can have the option here of selecting your image. So in this case, I'm going to select the image we've got of Jovan. If I scroll up here, you can see the ad starting to take shape. Here within the preview section, so it's really quite easy to chop and change and experiment with what your ad looks like on that preview section there. I've then got the headline. Now this is the call to action of the ad. So in this case, I'm going to put start your business adventure today with an exclamation mark. You can see if I scroll up here, you can see now that's come there, and that's the headline of your ad. You do also have a last bit of space to fill in here. Newsfeed link description. So again, you can add a few more lines here, and I'll show you where this comes up on your ad. So in this case, I'm thinking, okay, these people, you know, they've visited our website, but something stopped them from buying. So maybe what can I put here that's going to put them at ease, or take away anxiety, or reassure them, you know, that we're the best company that they're looking for. So maybe I'm going to put in lifetime support for every customer. Call, email, chat, or tweet us. We are here for you. So again, just reassuring them there that, you know, we're always at the end of the line. Okay, so obviously, you know, your ads will be totally different and depending on what you do, but just, you know, some things to keep in mind there. Remember that these people have visited your website, so, you know, your copy and your message is going to be slightly different from what you're going to write in ads that are just targeting totally cold people who've never heard of your brand. Okay, so that's it. That's your ads designed, your campaign setup, your ad set up, and then your conversion pixel and your custom website audiences all made. So hopefully that's all quite clear and straightforward. I mean, setting up a Facebook remarketing ad campaign is probably one of the easiest campaigns to set up, and the most successful as well, because as I said, these are warm leads that you're targeting. So, you know, really, really effective way of marketing your business via Facebook. So if you've got any questions at all, we can got a bit of time to answer them now. And like I said, you know, if any come to your mind afterwards, once you actually start doing this on the platform, please do just tweet us and we'll answer them at any time. So Matty, any questions at all?
Yeah, we've got one from Andrew who asks, have you got any tips for designing the actual ads?
Yes, so for designing the ads, I mean, one thing that I'd always say to people is split test your ads. So, you know, everyone's different and every business is different depending on what your audience is and what you do. So there's no point trying to guess what works and what doesn't. When you can, you know, Facebook allows it really, really easy for you to split test your ad. And my tip there would be really is just to split test one thing at a time so you know what works. So what I do is if you've got, you know, 3 different ads, I'd have maybe a different picture for each of those ads within the ad set, and then I'd have a different picture with each ad, and then the same headline. And then when I found out which picture did the best, I then put that same picture in all the ads, and then I change the headline, if you see what I mean. So you're kind of testing one thing at a time each time when you're split testing, so you know exactly what it is that works and what doesn't. So instead of testing multiple things, you know, just test one thing. So once you found what picture is most successful, then go back and test your headline. Once you found out what headline is most successful, then maybe go back and test, you know, the description in different copy that way, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does.
Okay, and we've got another one from Kendrick here, and that is, how can you tell which ads are actually the most successful?
Oh yes, of course. So yeah, so once your campaign set up, you know, we mentioned here your campaign's fully set up within Power Editor, you then hit that upload changes option. That would then you know, go up and your campaign would be uploaded to Facebook. You then go back to your ads manager. Yeah. And then you'd actually see here, you know, your campaign. Facebook does actually have to confirm, you know, so you'll probably see it here, you know, waiting to go live. And normally within maybe half an hour or so, you then get a notification saying your ad campaign has now gone live. So you then come back to the Facebook Ads Manager here, and you'll be able to see your campaign name. You know, it tells you whether it's active or not. You can stop and start your campaign here at any time. It'll tell you your results, so you know how many conversions you've got from that. So, you know, once your conversions start coming, you'll be able to see here, you know, if people have seen or interacted with your ad, and then they've gone and you know, filled out that contact form or indeed purchased something on your website. Facebook will then give you one conversion and telling you somebody's done that. And then it'll tell you the cost of that conversion depending on what your total spend is. And it'll also tell you your reach as well. And if you actually click into that campaign, you know, you can then see your ad set campaigns. And then if you actually click into your ad set, you can then see your separate ads. So here, you know, straight away I can see, okay, this ad's done really well. This has got 28 conversions. So now that's the ad that's been most successful. And obviously you can then go back and review that ad, see why you think it's did well. So you can then maybe, you know, think of copy and that style going forward. So all your results are then just within your ads manager of your Facebook page. You don't have to go back into Power Ads to see your results. They're all within the ads manager. Okay, so I think that's it. So hopefully that all made sense for everyone. And like I said, any questions throughout, we will, you know, definitely answer them if you've got them after the Hangout. I'm just going to flip back now so I can say wave goodbye to you before we go. Thank you all for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And remember to tune in next month for our next Hangout. We will be releasing our next titles in the next couple of days, and then we'll be pushing out, you know, within our email and on our blog and everything in social media channels. So please do look out for that. Okay, have a nice afternoon. Bye.